bourgeois, really.
For a 13-year-old to astound me.
13? Why, I'm pushing 14 if I'm a day.
Pardon me, my heir. It's nearly 14 going on 18, and I'm still astounded.
Facetiousness does not become you, Mother. It does not blend with your tranquil personality.
Well, thank you one and all in Tiny Tim. I'll go consult my near psychiatrist.
Oh, Mother, you're so
Good. Snagged at last.
so jokingly juvenile.
No, so that satellite missed its target. Launched too late to be effective.
Why, Mother, you've been reading my books.
No, just sneaking, my dear. My parental ways of trying to find out what makes me tick in outer space. Hi, Mrs. Wilson. Hi, Diana. Carol, has it ever occurred to you to knock before you enter someone's home?
Why, sure, Mrs. Wilson. But this isn't someone's home. This is your house.
Thanks for the left-handed compliment. But if this practice continues, Carol, I'll have no choice but to lock the front door.
Lock the door? Why, Mrs. Wilson? That would be an act of hostility. And we're neighbors. That'd be like severing ties with a foreign country. Drastic repercussions may result.
I'll risk it. And in the future, knock.
Gee, how do you like that? What's eating her?
Oh, this stupid infantile student exchange arrangement. Dad's away on a business trip in Boston, and Mother's afraid he'll get back before the night of the spring prom.
Well, so what if he does? The spring prom is just another day.
Oh, not this prom. This one's a blue plate special, romantically prepared by Mrs. Franklin and a former heartthrob of hers. He's a principal at a high school in Ohio.
You mean apple-eyed Agnes? She floats around the school in a trance with cupids and bows and arrows just swimming across her eyeballs. And when she reads poetry in assembly, her eyelids flutter like she's about to take off in outer space or something.
Emotionally immature, that's her trouble. Only a romantic nitwit could come up with a student exchange idea like that.
So, what started the whole thing anyway?
Oh, so there's this student exchange between countries to cement friendly relations. But it's all a grandstand play to show off other countries how better off we are today. Georgie Porgy with his little hatchet had the right idea. Avoid all foreign entanglements, and the only way to tangle with them is to fight them.
What's all this got to do with the spring prom?
Oh, sit down.
All right.
Okay, so Apple-eyed Agnes had this brilliant idea to exchange our senior male honor student with the Ohio senior male honor student. Their spring prom is being held on the same night as ours. And so, the Ohio senior male honor student is to be the escort to our senior Miss honor student, and vice versa. Do you get it?
Oh, I get it. Their honor student is coming here to take your sister Peggy to the prom.
Direct hit, only one error. He's not coming here. He's gonna be Mrs. Franklin's guest.
The poor guy! Apple-eyed Agnes will slash him to death! Does anyone know anything about him?
No, it's all to be a romantic surprise. No letters are to be exchanged from the honor students, and no photographs.
No photograph!
It's all part of their master plan.
It stinks! He may have the brains of a genius and still look like a dog!
Well, not how Mrs. Franklin puts it. She says the Ohio principal states that his student is not only brilliant, but strikingly handsome.
Oh joy, what does Peggy's boyfriend think of all this?
Steve can't think, he's too consumed with jealousy.
Great, I can smell the making of a rough rumble in this one.
C'est la guerre, that's their trouble. Oh, is that the new Robert you've been saving up for?
Yep, got it this morning. Snazzy, isn't it?
It's a honey. When are you gonna christen it?
Saturday, Uncle Jim's taking me fishing. Wanna come along? It'll be fun!
Oh, I can't. That's the night of the spring prom. There's gonna be too much going on here that I don't want to miss. Besides, I'd rather go crabbing. There's more action.
You're gonna need a new net this year. That old one of yours has holes in it bigger than the crabs!
I already have one. The crabs that grow around here are educated crustaceans. They take correspondence courses in net evasion. But this year, They won't get away. My net is 3 feet wide and 2 feet in diameter. I'll get them coming and going this season.
Oh, I almost forgot. I received another rejection slip this morning.
What magazine this time?
The Saturday Evening Post. I submitted that offensive poem of mine that I titled An Ode to an Octopus. You know the one that begins with the line, "You hate so"? Oh, slimy, succulent somnibus, sleeping with an open eye and winking a heavy eyelash to lure the passing prey, and craftily cleaning your suction cups in a nonchalant, ocean-wise way.
Revolting and nauseous.
It served its purpose and got me what I wanted. A rejection slip from the Saturday Evening Post! Think of that. It's my 34th. That's quite a collection.
What are you going to do with them all eventually?
Well, after I collect 50, I'm going to paste them on plastic and make lampshades of them.
Oh, at last I see the lights.
I submitted a Lulu to the New Yorker over 2 weeks ago. I expect a rejection slip back from them any day now. What a huge I wrote for them!
Spare me the fate, please.
Oh, it may be corny, but it's good corn. It crackles!
My congratulations. May all the corn in your brain have the ranking of kernels. Come on, Carol, let's go down to the rumpus room. I can show you my new net.
What's this that you're reading?
Portrait of the Ideal Spaceman.
Are men different in outer space than they are on a planet?
That has yet to be determined. Now, come on.
Ooh, what's this? Hands off, that means you... Oh!
Yeah, a product of Peggy's delicate mind.
You mean she still won't let you touch it?
Not yet. She says the old one down in the rumpus room is good enough for me. The hi-fi is reserved exclusively for the ears of Peggy and her friends, and no foreign hand should tamper with the intricateness of its delicate mechanism.
Well, slap me down with the launching pad. That one's really gotta go.
I'll get it!
Hello, Diana, dear.
Hello, Mrs. Franklin. Won't you come in?
My dear, I am in. Is your mother at home?
She's upstairs. I'll get her for you.
Thank you, dear. I have a very interesting letter to read to her.
Make yourself comfortable.
Thanks, dear. I will.
Mother, Applelight. Mrs. Franklin is here.
I'll be right down. Oh, hello, Carol. I hear you're doing very well in your poetry class. That is for originality.
Thank you, Mrs. Franklin.
I shall expect great things from you when you come to me.
Oh, but that's 2 years. You might not be here.
Nonsense. Of course I'll be here. We own a house. Oh, now really, Carol, a fishing rod. How could you? It's so unladylike.
Oh, I don't care about being a lady, Mrs. Franklin. I want to be a fisherman, and a good one, too. There's nothing more exciting than feeling the tug at the end of your line and knowing you've hooked a big fish.
Oh, dear. Such is adolescence. When you get a little older, you have thoughts of hooking other kinds of fish.
What kinds of fish?
Two-legged ones, but you're a little young for that yet.
Mother will be right down for you, Mrs. Franklin.
Thank you, dear.
Come on, Carol. I can show you my new net.
Diana, you're too young to wear a net.
Mrs. Franklin, it isn't for me. It's for the crabs.
Crabs? Well, really? Oh, dear. Oh, those awful claws. What a frightening thought.
I love to catch them. It's fun. Oh, have you ever held one in your hand so he couldn't claw you? He gets very frustrated.
Oh, Diana, perish the thought. It's unthinkable.
Well, there's crabs, and then there's crabs!
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mrs. Franklin. Oh, not at all, Miss Wilson. I just had to drop by and read a letter I received from Chet Armstrong, the Ohio exchange student. Oh, he must be a dear boy to write such a charming letter.
Yes, to read it, I'd like to hear it.
Oh, okay, now you sit on the lounge and I'll read it to you.
All right.
My dear Mrs. Franklin. Wasn't that sweet of him to start with my? My dear Mrs. Franklin, thank you for all your very kind and interesting letters. I enjoyed very much all the wonderful things you had to say about your honor student, Peggy Wilson. All your glowing reports about this very special young lady have added zest
to the anticipation of my meeting her Friday evening. Now, isn't that commendable of him? I told you he was a nice boy. Chunky wouldn't think of sending anyone but a well-mannered young man.
Chunky?
Oh dear, I'm afraid I let that one slip out. Chunky was my nickname for Casper Hathaway, the Ohio principal. It was quite a romance. And it would have worked too. But his mother... Let's get on with the letter. My one hope and wish is that I will not be a disappointment to Peggy or friends. Oh, such masculine modesty. I'm leaving this afternoon. Plan to spend tomorrow night in New York City. I will arrive in the afternoon. I am eagerly looking forward to meeting you two. Until Friday then, with my every good wish, I am cordially yours, Chad Armstrong. Oh, what a darling young man he must be.
Agnes, you seem to be more eager to meet him than Peggy.
Oh, it's my romantic nature, I guess, but I'm sure Peggy's serious about the whole thing.
I'm not too sure. She has a few reservations about it. She's a bit worried about how Steve Haviland is going to take it. He's been her date up until now at all the proms and high school affairs. He's quite fond of her, you know.
Oh, think nothing of it, Mrs. Wilson. Just another run-of-the-mill high school romance.
I doubt very much if this is just another run-of-the-mill.
Oh, but Peggy was all for the student exchange idea. As a matter of fact, she seemed quite thrilled about it when we asked for her opinion.
That's quite understandable, Mrs. Franklin. It has an element of romance and intrigue. Even I was sold on the idea, and I still think it has merit. But since the novelties weren't then, I begin to wonder.
Nonsense! It's going to be the highlight of prom! Every girl in the senior class looks upon it as Cinderella and her Prince Charming. And tomorrow the school paper comes out. Wait till you see that lovely picture of Peggy on the front page, along with a beautiful story about the student exchange written by Stella Woolsey. Oh, now there's a young lady who's going places. And she has the gift.
That's all very nice, but I'm still thankful for one thing. Peggy's father is in Boston on a business deal and won't be back until Monday. I hope he'd never approve of the student exchange in a million years.
Oh, my Harry says I should have that hole plugged in my head for dreaming of such a crazy idea. Harry's a dear but lacks imagination. An honor student for an honor student. What could be fairer than that?
At the moment, I admit I am stumped. But if my husband were here, he'd have an answer for that one, too. I'm glad in a way they'll all be over by Monday. Then whatever objection he may have will be pointless.
You have nothing to worry about, Mrs. Wilson. You're going to be very proud of Peggy and her charming escorts.
Wouldn't you know we'd get extra homework to do with your party coming up tomorrow night?
It has to be done, Ginny, so we might as well do it now.
Miss Penny did it deliberately because she doesn't like Mrs. Franklin. And the thing she says about the student exchange, you put in a bottle of arsenic. Company.
Why, hello, Mrs. Franklin.
Hello, Peggy, dear. What is this I hear about Miss Penny giving you extra homework?
She gave us an additional assignment for tomorrow.
Oh, she would. The fact that it was I who originated the student exchange has turned her green with envy. It just goes to show you how small some people can be.
Positively shriveled.
Oh, you are absolutely right, Ginny. It amazes me what some people will resort to. Oh, dear, I have to be home in a half hour. Larry Munger is dropping in to say goodbye to me. He leaves by plane for Ohio tomorrow, you know.
Yes, he mentioned it to me during class this morning. He said he'd be dropping by later to say goodbye to me. These get heavy after you carry them a while.
They weigh a ton.
Peggy, I received the most charming letter from Chet Armstrong today. I just had to come over and read it to your mother. Wasn't it delightful, Mrs. Wilson?
It was very nice, Peggy. I'm sure the young man comes from a fine family. He writes with the ease of a person who has a good background.
Of course he has. Mr. Hathaway would think of setting a student who didn't. Well, I've got to dash, or Larry will be there before I am. I'll see you girls tomorrow. Oh, Peggy, I would give anything to be in your shoes right now and be as young and pretty as you.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Franklin. It's a lovely compliment.
Well, shades of yesterday and memories are fuel for meditation. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mrs. Franklin.
Goodbye.
It was nice of you to drop over and leave a letter. I feel a lot more comfortable about the boy.
You have nothing to worry about, Mrs. Wilson. Believe me, it's going to be a very gay and delightful occasion. I'll phone you later this evening.
Please do, Mrs. Franklin.
I'll make it after 8 when Harry's looking at television.
We've got to get our homework done, Ginny, so let's tackle it now.
What it would give for Aladdin's lamp right now. One quick rub and the genie would be up to his ears in physics.
Oh, Peggy, your new evening gown was delivered this afternoon. I put it on a hanger in your closet.
Oh, Mother, that's wonderful. May I show it to Ginny?
Yes, if you'd like.
Stay right here. I'll be right down.
With all this homework to do, not chance, you silly girl.
I'll be right down.
I understand from Mrs. Franklin that her student exchange has created quite a stir among the seniors.
It sure has, Mrs. Wilson. They're all talking about it. Some say this Chet Armstrong is an all-around athlete. Others say he's the star of the football team. There's even a rumor he's a pilot and owns his own plane. That last one's for the birds, though. I don't believe it.
Well, what do you really think, Jenny?
I think it's a novel idea, Mrs. Wilson. It's really going to add some spice to the prom. And I'd really be interested. I'm so average. All my dates seem mediocre in comparison. Nobody wants to dance with me anymore. And I hate asparagus. It's so tasteless.
Look, Ginny, isn't it adorable?
It's stunning, Peggy. Perfectly stunning.
Does the color do things for me?
It's radiant. It makes you look like a diamond on a plush at Tiffany's.
Oh, Mother, it's beautiful. You're so wonderful for getting it for me.
Thanks, dear. After all, an occasion like this calls for the best.
I'll feel like $1 million in this gown.
When your father gets the bill, he'll probably think that's the price, too.
Oh, he'll stutter. But once I tell him how happy it makes me, he won't mind too much.
Well, darling, when you cover him with the usual soothing syrup, just be sure the honey is thick and sweet and sticky.
Oh, he'll growl and grumble. But once I tell him how happy it makes me, I'm sure I'll be able to manage it.
If it were my father getting the bill, there'd be a quick lynching party in my basement.
There's the bell. You answered. I have to serve the dinner.
Go get that, Ginny. I'll lay this over the lounge so it doesn't wrinkle.
Sure.
Is Peggy around?
Yes, she's expecting you in the living room, you fugitive of homework.
Listen to the mockingbird.
You don't sing so sweet either.
Hi, gang. Welcome.
Now is the time when all good exchange students come to the aid of spring prom.
Like, hey, what's the matter?
Forgive her. The lady's maid for wailing.
Well, I can appreciate how Kay feels. Larry is her steady boyfriend, and he's going out to the wilds of Ohio to be entertained by, who knows, perhaps the most glamorous siren in the Buckeye State.
What great help you are, Steve, at a time like this.
Well, how do you think I feel with my girl being escorted to the prom by some egghead from Ohio?
I beg your pardon. Jenna Armstrong is a brilliant and personable young man. Mrs. Franklin has assured me of that.
Mrs. Franklin has assured me of one thing, too.
Really?
Yeah, she's a frustrated female who never graduated from playing post office in her youth.
Steve, that's someone like you.
Stevie, old boy, I see a green-eyed monster on your shoulder.
Oh, no, that was yesterday. Today he's got his legs around my neck, strangling me.
Steve, it's just for the spring prom. Can't you understand that?
It is better just for that, and I'm going to stick around to be sure that it is.
If you do anything to embarrass me, I'll never speak to you again.
Look, Peggy, I said I'd be as good as he is, and boy, he better be wearing a halo while he's around you.
I had a halo once that slid off my head and I haven't found it since.
You're probably sitting on it, that's why.
How can you be so indifferent to Steve when you know he's tearing his heart out?
I've never seen a heart with so much hair on it before.
Ginny, you're just callous because no one asked to escort you to the prom.
And now that's hitting below the callous gal. Everyone knows I'm the most average wallflower at the prom. Princess Daisy, that's me.
Now, Steve, you gave me your solemn promise you would behave yourself while Chet is around.
Now she calls him Chad, and they haven't even met? What's a guy gonna do? Look, Peggy, I said I'd be as good as he is, and I will, so help me, I promise.
I believe you, Steve. I know that deep down you really do want me to have a good time at the prom.
You don't have to go that deep to know that I do, Peggy. When a guy likes a girl as much as I like you, I guess he honestly does.
This guy from Ohio is likely to get someone like you, Peggy. I wonder what kind of tomato I'm gonna tangle with. Stop it, Kay.
But she made me gorgeous.
Oh, you should be so fortunate. Turn it off, will you, Kay? This is all just a lark from Mrs. Franklin's overheated nest.
Don't be so heartless. Hey, would you like to see my evening gown? It came this afternoon.
I'd love to.
It's just over here. How do you like it?
It's gorgeous.
I hope the doll I dragged to prom was something as nice as that.
Get the gown away from her before she spots you with tears.
Look, you charming people, I had to break up this hilarious gathering, but I promised Miss Franklin I'd stop off at her house and say goodbye.
I hate
Amen, sister. Amen.
Pay no attention to them. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and may your partner at the prom be charming and delightful.
What's going on in here? We're dancing, stupid. Can't you see?
I can see what's what. Recordings on my hi-fi?
Those are your perspiratory glands bubbling, Peggy. We just turn on the radio.
I don't object to that, so long as you don't play my recordings.
We wouldn't think of it. Not the guillotine using up in the cellar.
You know just as well as I do, Diana, that hi-fis have a delicate mechanism that must be handled with experienced hands. I can teach you sometime if you'd like.
Thank you, Peggy, but I've already read up on them. What I need now are some solo lessons.
Theory and practice are two different things, Diana. Remember that.
Wait, what's so difficult about a hi-fi? I mean, all you really gotta do is push a couple buttons and there you are, right?
I think Peggy thinks we don't have all our buttons.
We interrupt this program with a special news bulletin. A young man, apparently a high school student around 17 years of age, was found unmercifully gun-whipped to unconsciousness and severely injured when thrown from a car on a highway leading to New York, just beyond the outskirts of Newark, New Jersey last night. He is still unconscious and suffering from a brain concussion and a double fracture of his left arm. There was nothing on his person to identify him. He wears a heavy, solid silver ring with the initial A mounted on it, and on the back of his jacket, a school letter W has been neatly appliqued. Police are convinced that this is the savage work of Dino Durkin, brilliant bad boy of Delaware. The assault follows the established pattern of this hitchhiking hoodlum who repays the kindness of a driver with brutality and robbery, leaving him to survive or die along the highway and escape with his car. Durkin is wanted for a series of gas station holdups from Maryland to Maine, and is noted for having a young girl accompany him in the car during the robberies. The victim is 5 feet 9 inches tall with the build of an athlete and weighs 180 pounds. He has brown wavy hair, black eyes, and a clear complexion with a slight scar over his left eyebrow. If you know of a young man who is missing and fits this description, please notify your local police immediately.
I remember reading about that guy in the newspaper. He is rough, tough, and nasty. And the police still haven't caught him yet. I would not like to be caught alone in the dark with that character. What's the matter? Are you sick or something?
No, it's just that news broadcast. It got me thinking.
About what?
I'm not sure exactly, but there's something about that hitchhiking hoodlum Dino Durkin that rings a bell. I just can't place it right now.
Now remember, girls, you're here to take the coats from the guests and place them in the coat closet in the hallway. Once you've finished, kindly keep in the background so you don't get in the way.
Of course. Would it be okay if we, breathed while they were here?
Don't be cute. It's not becoming of you.
I'll try to remember it.
Gee, Peggy, aren't you excited to meet that guy from Ohio?
Naturally. And all of my classmates are wondering what he'll be like.
I'll bet he'll be surprised when he sees you.
Really?
Yeah, I'll bet he doesn't expect anyone as pretty as you are.
Why, thank you, Carol. That's a lovely compliment.
Too bad it's only skin deep.
If that's the kind of mood you're in, you can go up to your room and stay there.
With all the luscious food piling up in the rumpus room? Not a chance.
Then conduct yourself accordingly. The potato salad is the last to go down, I think. The shrimp salad is already on the table, isn't it? Yes, I took that down 2 trips ago. The table looks beautiful, Mother. Well, come along with me. I may need your help. All right, Mother. Let me know when the guests arrive.
We will, Peggy.
I think I'll rearrange some of the dishes on the table so it'll be easier to progress as they move along. That way we'll avoid it.
You know, Carol, two.
Don't you like your sister?
I haven't any choice. She's the only one I got. Besides, I like her when she's cooperative. Oh, here they come. Remember, I'll get the boys' coats and you'll get the girls.
Big deal. I bet you'd be just as generous with sand if your name was Sahara.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Hello, Diana. Am I the first?
You're Johnny on the spot. One.
Good.
Oh, let me take your coat.
Thanks. Where's Peggy?
She's down around this room. Carol, go tell Peggy Steve's here. I'll be right with you as soon as I hang up your coat.
This is service.
Peggy's idea.
Good girl.
Well, it's one way to be included in the party. All set for the shindig?
I'm set for something, but I don't know what.
That's exactly how I feel.
Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Diana, Mother needs some help in the rumpus room with the folding chairs.
May I help?
Thanks, Steve, but it's not necessary. Dinah is quite up to it.
All it takes is me and Atlas.
I'm glad you came early, Steve.
So am I. You look beautiful tonight, Peggy.
Thank you, Steve.
You always look beautiful, but tonight especially so. How would I envy that guy seeing you for the first time?
What's on your mind, Steve?
Peggy, it's not going to be easy for me to stand on the sidelines and watch you and that Ohio hillbilly together.
It's just for the spring prom, that's all.
I know that's all, but do you have to like it? Don't answer that. I know you do.
Of course I do. It's something new and exciting. If you were a girl, you'd understand how I feel.
And if you're a boy, you'd understand how I feel too. Do you realize this is the first dance we haven't gone together since we started high school?
I know, but this is different.
Yeah, so they all tell me.
The guests are arriving.
I'll get it. Hi, Cinderella. Has your Prince Charming showed up yet?
Not yet, Wendy, but I expect him.
Your coats, please!
Oh, well, are we getting nightclubish? Here you are, doll. Just be sure I get the same mink bag. The last time I packed it, I got a litter of rabbits.
Come on, Bobby, peel.
At your pleasure.
Well, are we the first one to arrive? Of them being successful debutantes? I don't know how to be late. Hi, Steve.
Don't change. It's a rare blue moon, I understand.
You look ravishing, as usual, Peggy. Thanks, Bobby.
I just love parties. Don't you?
That depends on where you are and who you're with.
Greetings.
Salutations.
And you were so right. I am so excited about next week. I'm going to a dinner party with the upper set.
Steak may serve steak, Wendy. Better bring your steak knife, too.
Oh, you were so right, Bobby.
All set for the evening?
Everything I did was go.
I wish she were. If she's prints another leak, I'm calling a plumber.
Can I help it if I'm emotional? Hey, it's just for the weekend.
It will seem like an eternity. Come on, Patty, act alive. Say something.
Hello. Hi, Patty. I'm so glad you could make it.
Me too.
Well, look who's here.
Okay, it's just for the spring prom. You're supposed to be happy and gay.
What's the matter with her?
The dam overflowed again. She thinks waves been gobbled up by the state of Ohio, never to be heard from again.
How ridiculous can you get?
Well, knowing Kay, there are no limitations.
But I'm not that way. But come on, let's see if we can cheer her up.
I'm for it. But how does one trip the Boulder Dam when it's spilling over?
Okay. You know you miss Larry and all, but this is the spring prom, so come on, live it up a little.
How can I with thoughts of Larry in the arms of that designing, ravishing female?
How do you know she's designing?
She's a woman, isn't she?
What are you gonna do?
Okay, who's taking you to the spring prom?
I'm not going. I haven't been asked.
Well, you won't be. You sit around here doing a Niagara by yourself. So plop a few sandbags around your eyes and hop to it, girl.
Thank you so much for inviting us, Peggy. We're delighted to be here to help you greet Chad Armstrong from Ohio.
You never know, Peggy. He might be destined to be the man of your life.
Oh, listen to that lovesick Romeo over there chattering through his gills.
Wouldn't it be wonderful, Peggy? Just like a movie or a book.
Keep your castles on the ground, Stella. And thank you so much for that delightful story about me in the paper earlier today. It had a romantic touch that was so like you and all-around athlete.
I hear he's a football star.
I heard he's a guy.
I heard he's from Ohio.
I heard he's dreamy.
Where's the food?
I never got him that.
What did you hear, bird brain?
He's got his own plane. He's a pilot.
Yeah, he probably piles it here and piles it there. I know the type.
Anybody know who Steve's taking to prom?
Nobody, so far as I know. If he'd asked anyone, he'd be all around the school like a grapevine by this time.
What do you say, gang, to some music while we wait for our Ohio guest? Wonderful. Let's dig it. At it, girl.
Boys and girls, this is Chet Armstrong from Ohio. He's a senior of the George Washington High School. You can introduce yourselves personally as you mingle later on.
How do you do? It is an honor to be with you all, and I know I will enjoy getting to know each and every one of you.
But right now, it is my pleasure to personally introduce Chet to our Miss Honor student of Wickham.
Mrs. Franklin, permit me to glance over this bevy of beauties myself, see if I can single out Peggy Wilson all on my own.
That's a splendid idea, Chet. We accept the challenge.
You are Peggy Wilson, my sincere compliments.
Why, thank you, Chet. But how did you know it was I?
Elementary, my dear, elementary. I look at the girls and the boys with them, and they're quite obviously content with their lot. But over here, this chap seemed a bit moody. And so I knew the girl with him would have to be the Peggy Wilson. And I'm sure if it weren't for the student exchange, you would be his date for the prom tomorrow night. Am I right?
Oh, why, Chet, that's pure genius. Your deduction is remarkable.
Sorry, old chap. It looks like this is my lucky day.
This is Steve Happers, Chet.
How do you do?
Olive.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, Mrs. Wilson, you have to meet Chet Armstrong. Chet, dear, you must meet Mrs. Wilson.
Excuse me.
Chet, this is Mrs. Wilson, Peggy's mother.
It's a pleasure, Mrs. Wilson, but a little difficult to believe. The two of you look young enough to be sisters.
That's very prettily put. We welcome you to Long Island and hope you enjoy your brief stay here with us. And right now, I think it would be an excellent idea if we all adjourn to the rumpus room for refreshments and the opportunity to become better acquainted.
A splendid suggestion.
Food! Lead me to the trough!
Beauties, I love them. Mother, will you put these in some water for me? Certainly, dear. Mrs. Franklin, will you do the honors and lead this hungry horde to the rumpus room?
Of course. This way, everybody. This way.
Hold it, everyone. I want to take a picture.
Oh, right here. This to me right here. There you go. Thank you.
Say cheese. Chet Armstrong, you are in the picture, and you are the most important one in the picture.
Am I? It was unintentional. I'm sorry.
Get another bowl and take it over if you'll wait.
Later, please. And right now I'd like to sample the refreshments and get better acquainted.
Oh, right this way, everybody.
Nice guy. I'll put the roses in water and be with you shortly.
Ginny, who's taking you to the prom tomorrow night?
Are you kidding? Little old me, of course. I am the perfect example of 17 years of comfortable failure.
Let's break that precedent. You be my date. What do you say?
What do I say? Yes! Will you put that in writing?
Let's start right now.
So what do you think of our guest of honor?
Plenty, and it ain't good.
Aw, Steve, give the guy a break.
I'd love to, both arms and a leg. So done. I don't even know why he's here.
Hold it a minute.
What for? That ravenous mob has the hungry look of a pack of wolves! And if we stay up here too long, we'll be lucky to even get crumbs.
Come over here. I have something to tell you. If I think it is true, it's hot stuff. Look at this.
It looks like a diagram of some sort. Where'd you find it?
Found on a Ted Armstrong's coat when I hung it up.
Looks like gas stations to me.
Nothing else, but going right around this area too. Look, there's Main Street and Ocean View Avenue, Beach Drive, and Channel Lane.
Yeah, and all in a short distance from here, too.
Do you remember what the news broadcast said about Dino Durkin? Yeah! He holds up gas stations! Right again! And I have news for you, gal. You are not going fishing with your Uncle John tomorrow.
Well, who says I'm not?
I do! We have our own private fishing to do. I'm signing you in right now as my deputy. We have our cloak and dagger assignment tomorrow at the public library. We have some undercover work to do.
Yeah! What are we gonna uncover?
Some old newspapers. I remember not too long ago I saw a picture of this Dino Durkin in one of them, and we have to find it. Are you with me?
All the way!
Good girl. Let's go sample some refreshments and keep an eagle eye out on the suspicious characters of Ohio.
These roses looked very beautiful on the dining room table. But since Chad will be here this evening, I think it is only fair that we display them in here. This bouquet must have cost him a pretty penny, too. The poor boy probably saved for weeks to afford this noble gesture. Oh. What's the matter with you tonight, Diana? Ever since you came home late this afternoon, you've been fidgety and on edge. What are you so restless about?
Carol was supposed to be here over a half hour ago and she hasn't called or anything.
Is that any reason why you should be so upset?
We have a very important decision to make and it must be made tonight.
Well, where did you two disappear to all day?
We went to the library.
The library. All day. What was going on there?
Oh, you know, the same old thing. Books.
But to be there all day, you must have had a reason.
We did. We were looking for something.
Well, I certainly hope your search brought results.
We think it did, but we're not quite sure yet. That's the decision we have to make.
Well, if it's that important to you, why don't you call Carol and ask her why she's late? Heaven knows you've never been backward before about monopolizing the phone.
I think I will. Besides, I can't think of anything that would keep Carol home this late, and especially tonight.
There, that does it. Now I'll put this vase of flowers on the dining room table. Peggy's taking an unusually long time to dress for the prom.
It's supposed to be her big night, isn't it? That's probably why.
Supposed to be? I'm sure it is. In a few years, you'll have a different outlook on special occasions like this, too.
Hello? Carol, where have you been? You were supposed to be here a half hour ago. We have a very important decision to make tonight, and you know that. You have to finish what? good. So you'll be over in about 10 minutes? Fine. We'll try to make it sooner if you can. This is more important than homework.
How do I look, Diana?
Like someone who stepped out of a Vogue magazine. In other words, like a doll. And coming from me, that's tops.
Oh, Diana, I could kiss you for that. But I better not. I don't want to spoil my lipstick. It took me too long to get it on just right.
Peggy, can I ask you a question? It's a woman-to-woman talk and no holds barred.
Having some boy trouble?
Who, me? I couldn't care less. It's you I'm worried about.
Me? In what way?
Now, don't get angry. I have to ask you a personal question.
All right, what is it?
Can you handle your men?
Can I what?
You know, suppose something got out of hand. Could you, put them in their place?
Diana, I think you've been taking your television a little too seriously. But if we'll ease your mind any, I doubt that Chet is the type to cause a tussle.
Oh, now don't lull yourself into any false security, Peggy. The only men who aren't like that are the ones that are dead.
Peggy, let me look at you. Turn around. All the way. Oh, that's it. Positively radiant, my dear. I really wish your father were here to see you. Oh, Mother, I can't kiss you. My lipstick. I understand, darling, but I can kiss you. There, that's for like in a wonderful evening to come. Oh, thank you, Mother. But there is one thing that worries me. Chen hasn't sent me a corsage, and your escort is supposed to, you know. Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that, Peggy. Since he sent you the roses, I'm quite sure he won't forget the corsage. He'll probably bring it with him when he calls for you. In Ohio, that might be the thing to do. Well, Mother, I hope you're right. I feel naked at the prom without a corsage.
I'll get it. Gee, Jenny, what did you do to yourself? You look gorgeous.
I turned it open for a new model. How do you like it?
It's top drawer. You should do it every year.
Hi, everybody. Ginny and I thought we'd stop by for a few minutes to say hello and see if everything's going according to plan.
Well, that's very nice of you, Steve. Oh, Ginny, I'm so glad you did. The gown looks priceless on you. I've never seen you look lovelier. Neither have I, Ginny.
Thanks, Mrs. Wilson.
Not bad for a second choice, don't you think?
Steve, that's not very kind.
Yes, it is. His second choice is my first real bid to a prom, and I'm riding high.
Just remember, I'm entitled to one dance with Steve before the evening runs out.
Sorry, all booked up.
Oh, no, he is not. I'll be lucky to get more than the first dance from him all evening.
Your corsage is beautiful, Ginny.
Well, Steve's an old hand at choosing corsages. He asked me what I was wearing in this ride this afternoon.
Where's yours? Still in the Frigidaire?
It hasn't arrived yet.
A bit late for that, isn't it? Maybe he's too cheap to buy you one.
I doubt that very much after the lavish bouquet of roses he gave Peggy.
Yeah, he probably shot his wad into one big splash. Just the time.
Steve, you're foolish tonight, and you promised you would behave.
I'll try, but I'm still not sold on the student exchange.
What have you got against him, Steve?
He wears pants, doesn't he? And he's taking my girl to the prom, that's why!
Don't let that spoil your evening, Steve. You and Ginny go and have a wonderful time.
Oh, we'll be going all right, but I have my doubts about the wonderful evening.
I'll have one big enough for the both of us.
I'll get it.
Now, keep watch on Steve tonight. There will be a lot of girls with their claws out for him.
You'd like to have your cake and eat it too, don't you, dear?
Good evening, Diana.
Good evening, Mrs. Franklin.
Is something wrong, Mrs. Franklin?
Of course not. I'm one of the chaperones at the prom, and I have to be there on time. Why they call us chaperones today, I'll never know. I think hostesses would suit the occasion much better. Harry's gone to his weekly card games with the boys, but Chet said he'd see that the door was locked before he left. Peggy, dear, you look simply superb. Wait till Chet gets a look at you in that beautiful gown. As your teenagers put it, he'll flip his lid.
I hope he flops right on his ear!
Can't stay for even a minute. I merely dropped by to deliver this corsage to you. Chet's a meticulous dresser. I'm afraid he'll be a few minutes late, but he'll be on his way shortly. Here you go, dear, and a happy, happy evening to you both.
Thank you, Mrs. Franklin.
Ginny, you've blossomed for the occasion.
Thanks, Mrs. Franklin.
And Steve, you look like a well-groomed, oh, it's it's at the tip of my tongue.
Oh, there.
No such thing. Oh, best man. Yes, that's it.
Second best tonight.
Oh, well, I've got a dasher. They'll be dancing before I get there. We'll be watching for your grand entrance. We've got something special planned for it.
Oh, Mrs. Franklin, you shouldn't have.
Oh, well, it's all part of the gala plan, you know. Well, au revoir. See you later.
Look, Jenny, orchids, aren't they divine?
Park Avenue posies. That's all you need to make you look like a million.
Yeah, I guess this guy's on the level after all, but I'm still going to keep an eye out for him. Come on, Gal. It's time we show off.
Were we gonna wait for Chet? You said we would.
No, I've changed my mind. 2's a company, 3's a crowd, and 4's a mess. Wish you were I instead of Chet doing the honors tonight. The lucky stiff is going to have the most beautiful doll at the prom. Have a wonderful time, Peggy, and be sure if you have any ideas, they're about me.
Thanks, Steve.
Let's shove.
See you later, Peggy.
Watch for us.
You can be sure of that. Have a good night, Mrs. Wilson.
Good night, Steve. Have a good time. And Jenny, enjoy yourself.
Indeed I will. And with an escort, this is my first legitimate prom.
I think I've changed my mind about Steve.
That's something coming from you.
I don't date boys, really, but when there comes a time where they become necessary, I think I'll shop for a guy like Steve.
I couldn't agree with you more, Diana. I almost wish it were he taking Peggy to the prom instead of Chet. I don't know why, I just don't feel comfortable about him.
It's because he's someone new, that's why.
Probably. But there's something about him I just can't put my fingers on.
Do you think the corsage would look better here or farther up the shoulder?
Bring it in the kitchen, dear. I'll pin it up for you there.
Chet has very nice manners, Mother, don't you think?
Yes! There's certain arrogance about him that I object to.
What took you so long?
I'm sorry, my mother checked my homework and then she made me do some of it over again. I've been so frustrated all night, I just couldn't concentrate.
Carol, what are you mad about?
This, it came for me in the mail this morning and was waiting for me when I got home.
Another rejection slip?
No, a check for $50 and all I wanted was a rejection slip. It just ain't fair.
So, you're telling me that they bought what you sent them?
Yeah, the silly jerks. $50 for 4 short, measly lines of poetry.
Well, what were they?
I thought you didn't want to hear them.
Well, when there's $50 involved, they can't be too bad.
Oh, they're awful. Just listen to them. Love is divine, divine, divine. When the rocks in his head fit the holes in mine. I'm the one who's got the rocks in her head, but I'll fix them. I'll fix them all right. I'll send one of my short stories. That'll do the trick. Yeah.
So, what are you going to do with the money?
Buy stamps so I can submit more scripts and collect more rejection slips. Hey, any developments over here?
Not yet, but the more I look at this clipping of Dino Durkin, the more it resembles Chet Armstrong. We have to do something about it. You recall the only identification of the unknown victim was a ring with the letter A and a jacket with the letter W appliqued on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, what does that prove?
Well, for one, the A could stand for Armstrong, right? Chet Armstrong, and the W could stand for Washington. Remember, Mrs. Franklin said he was an honor student at George Washington High School.
Yeah, come to think of it, she did.
Well, that about wraps it up, doesn't it?
No, we still haven't gotten proof positive.
What more do you want?
Facts, something tangible.
Oh, let's go talk about this. We have a very important decision to make tonight, and you know that.
Yeah, and if we do, who's going to believe us? What have we got to go on?
This clipping?
It's too flimsy, not strong enough.
Good evening, Chet. My, don't we look special?
It's a special occasion, and the formal glad rags go with it.
It's really not that formal, Chet. It's only a high school prom.
High school prom, with you dressed like a queen? Utter nonsense. This is the spring ball, and you are the belle of the evening. We're not going to some high school. We're going to the Waldorf Astoria. It won't be a waxed gymnasium floor you'll be dancing on, but a highly polished ballroom floor with cascades of sparkling crystals, glittering the reflections of diamonds in your hair.
My Chet, you're quite
Tonight I'm in the bar, and the evening is going to be one continuous dance of rhyme and rhythm.
Be careful, Ched. You'll crush my corsage.
Sorry, I was carried away with all your loveliness.
Corsage is lovely too. Thanks to you. And it must be handled with care.
You like the corsage, huh?
I love it. The first orchid one I have ever had.
Nothing but the best for you, doll. Nothing but the best.
Well, I thought I heard voices in here. Good evening, Ched.
Good evening, Mrs. Wilson.
Why, aren't we dressed for the best?
And the best is none too good for Peggy.
Very nicely put, Ched. You two look like you're going to the country club rather than a high school dance.
No matter where we dance tonight, Mrs. Wilson, it will be a ballroom to us. Shall we go?
I'm ready.
Oh, allow me. Clings to you like a royal robe. Don't wait up first, Mrs. Wilson. We may be a little late.
I always wake up. And please don't be late.
We won't.
I'm ready.
Fine, let's go. The chariot waits without.
Not without gas, I hope.
Never. Gas stations and I are second cousins.
Goodbye, Mother. I'll see you later. I'll be waiting, dear. Have a wonderful time, both of you.
We will. Good night, Mrs. Wilson.
Good night, Ched. Mrs. Franklin said she had a surprise play for us when we arrive.
Good. Maybe we'll surprise them too.
Just because we both think he looks like Dino Durkin doesn't prove that he is.
Chandelier doesn't have to be lit for you to know it's a chandelier, does it?
Wait, is that glass light thingy?
Yes.
Well then no, I guess you're right. But who's gonna believe us? I mean, who are we gonna tell? Your dad's away on a business trip in Boston.
We can't tell my mother. She'd be upset. Who else can we tell? Oh yeah, the police. We can tell the police.
The police! They'll send us to a reformatory!
Well, we have to tell someone. Where's your civic pride? Hello? Long distance? Person to person call? Yes, I know Mrs. Wilson. She's my mother. And yes, I can get her for you. Mother, long distance call for you.
Must be your father.
No, it's person to person.
Person of person. Hello. Yes, this is Mrs. Wilson speaking. Oh, certainly, I'll hold on. I wonder who it could be. Your father would never. Hello. Yes. Who? Oh, Mrs. Armstrong, Chad's mother. How nice of you to call. You were what? Yes, Chad arrived yesterday. You say he was supposed to call you when he checked in at his hotel in New York. Yes, I can understand why you'd be concerned. New York can be a very fascinating city for a young man. Oh, you tried to call Mrs. Franklin too? She's one of the chaperones at the prom. That's why there's no answer. Oh, everything's quite all right, Mrs. Armstrong. Ted and my daughter Peggy left for the prom only a few minutes ago. Yes, I'll tell Ched to call you when he brings Peggy home. I'll wait up for them. Oh, don't worry about a thing, Mrs. Armstrong. He and Peggy will have the time of their lives tonight. Yes, it was nice to get a call. Goodbye, Mrs. Armstrong.
Was that Ched's mother on the phone?
Yes, she was asking about Ched. Wanted to know if he'd arrived safely. She seemed terribly upset and worried. Ched was supposed to call home when he checked in at his hotel in New York.
Maybe he meant to, but just forgot.
I don't know. In fact, I don't know what to think at this point. I only know I don't like it when a boy promises to call home and fails to do it. It shows a lack of consideration and respect for his parents. Oh.
That's it, Carol. We have to do something.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like it.
We're gonna have to do a lot of things in life that we're not gonna like.
Yeah, but I'm gonna feel awfully silly if we're wrong.
How much money have you?
45 cents, why?
I bet my 60 against your 45 that I'm right.
But that's not fair!
Why isn't it?
Because you always win!
Oh, let's find out. We can use the telephone booth at the Oasis. We have to hurry. There's no time to lose.
Is anyone home?
Is that you, Kirk? I didn't expect you back until Monday.
Who are you expecting, dear?
The milkman. Who else? Been away so long. Was the trip successful?
You mercenary wench, of course it was. As a matter of fact, very much so. I think we'll be able to afford those new kitchen cabinets and a small town car as well.
Oh, Kirk, that's wonderful. I always knew I married a business tycoon.
Just a tyke at the moment, darling. Give me a little more time to grow into business, and you'll have some real living to do.
Oh, Kirk, that's wonderful. Are you tired?
A little. The plane was late. We had a fog in Boston, and there's nothing so tiring and irritating as waiting for a plane and you can see it standing there. Say, where is everybody?
Peggy's at the spring prom, and Diana and Carol are either down in the breakfast room or at Carol's house.
Steve escorted Peggy to the prom as usual, I suppose. Can't say I object. They're getting to be quite a couple. After all, Steve's family is one of the best, and his father is getting to be quite a name in plastics.
Well, not this time, Kirk.
Not this time. What?
Well, Steve didn't escort Peggy to the prom this time.
What happened? Disagreement of some kind?
Well, not exactly. It's a student exchange idea.
Uh-huh. What kind of idea?
It's something Mrs. Franklin arranged. You know Larry Munger?
Of course I do. I know the whole Munger family.
Well, Larry Munger is the student exchange for Chet Armstrong from Ohio.
And who, may I ask, is Chet Armstrong?
He's the honor student who escorted Peggy to the prom.
Helen, suppose we start right from the beginning.
I knew you were going to approve.
How can I approve of something that I don't understand?
It's quite simple, really. The honor student from Ohio shoots business with Larry, and Larry's escorting this honor student from Ohio to their spring prom. Simple, isn't it?
It certainly is. I'm sure the Greeks have a word for it. I don't.
I'll get it.
The honor student from Ohio is exchanged for Larry, who takes their Miss Honor student.
Hello? Oh, it's you, Mrs. Franklin. What's that? Peggy and Chet haven't showed up at the prom? That's why they left her at least an hour ago. I don't know where they are, Mrs. Franklin. I haven't the slightest idea. Are you certain they aren't on the dance floor? I know you planned something special for their entrance, but they might have slipped by without you seeing them. Do check thoroughly and let me know. Yes, I'll be here all evening.
What happened? Where's Peggy and that honor student from Ohio?
I don't know. They left for the prom an hour ago. Mrs. Franklin is worried.
Mrs. Franklin is worried. A nice situation this is. Our daughter is out with a stranger and we don't know where they are. I'll have a talk with Dick Burton about this. He's president of the school board, and it's about time that nitwit was dropped from the faculty.
Kirk, I'm worried. Where could they have gone? It isn't at all like Peggy to do a thing like this. Something's happened, I know it. Oh, Kirk, I'm so glad you came home.
Maybe we're just a couple of alarmists, dear. Let's not go to pieces. Let's take things in its stride. After all, there's probably a very innocent explanation to the whole thing.
Where are they?
Steve, have you seen Peggy?
No, that's why I came back here. What happened to them?
We don't know. They left for the prom at least an hour ago.
They did, eh? Wait till I get my hands on that guy for the Buckeye State. I'll make buckwheat cakes out of him!
Steve, I'm glad you're here. Maybe you can explain this student exchange to me.
Hello, Mr. Wilson. I didn't see them, but I'm glad you're back.
What's it all about?
Mr. Wilson, it's something you just can't explain intelligently because no matter how you put it in words, it makes no sense. How Mrs. Franklin ever put it over to me, I'll never know.
Hello, Mr. Wilson. I'm glad to see you here.
Thank you, Jenny. It begins to look like I came back a little too late.
Ginny, have you any idea where Peggy might be?
Gosh, Mrs. Wilson, I haven't the slightest idea.
Didn't Peggy tell you about any plans they might have made?
No, Mrs. Wilson. As far as I know, they're going straight to the prom.
Can you think of any place they might have gone?
No! Peggy never did things like that.
Mother, this is Sergeant Beck. He wants to talk to you. Oh, Dad, you're back.
What's this about Sergeant Bagstein?
Oh, he wants to talk to Mother, but I guess he'll do.
I'll try and meet the challenge, dear.
Sergeant Beggs, this is my father. He just got back from a trip in Boston.
Mr. Wilson, your daughter and Carol here have come up with quite a startling story, and have presented 2 clues to make it seem almost plausible. We've had quite a long talk, and I thought I'd better investigate.
By all means, Sergeant Beggs. This is my wife, Mrs. Wilson. And the two young people over here are Steve and Jenny, friends of my daughter, Peggy.
Diana believes that her sister Peggy is the victim of Dino Durkin, and that they are off in a gas station hold-up street.
What, Diana? How could you? And who is Dino Durkin?
He's Chet Armstrong, but not really. He's only pretending to be him. See, Chet gave Dino a ride in his car, and then Dino beat him up, and now Chet's in a hospital in Newark, New Jersey. And Dino stole his car and came here.
Diana, how did you ever dream up of a story like that? It's fantastic.
I didn't dream it up, Mom. We heard over the radio, didn't we, Carol?
Yeah, it came over the radio the night of the party. Why didn't you tell me then?
Well, we didn't know for sure. We only knew for sure when that phone call came through. And while we didn't want to upset you.
What was that phone call about, Mrs. Wilson?
Mrs. Armstrong called me to inquire about Chet. She hadn't heard from him since he left home, and he was supposed to call her when he checked in at his hotel in New York.
That checks with Diana's part of the story. Now let's proceed. Mrs. Wilson, I want you to look at the picture in this newspaper and tell me if you know who it is.
Why, it's Chet Armstrong. But the caption says Dino Durkin. What does this mean?
It means that Diana is evidently scoring on all points. I've heard of some crazy high school affairs, but this is one for the books. What won't they think of next?
May I see that photo, please?
Sure. May I? Do you know him?
Brother, do I know him? That's Chet Armstrong, or rather he claims to be.
It's Chet, all right. There's no doubt about it.
And here is a diagram of local and nearby gas stations that fell out of his top coat. Diana picked it up and had the good sense to keep it.
You mean my Peggy is out somewhere with this hoodlum Dino Durkin? Oh, Kirk, do something!
It seems that Diana's already done it.
May I use your phone, Mr. Wilson?
Certainly, it's right over there.
Kirk, what if something terrible happens to Peggy?
Now, Helen, we can't break up. We don't know if anything has happened, really. You better sit down.
Captain Heaton, Sergeant Beggs. Any news of the victim of the holdup on the Jersey Highway? The one that looks like a Dino Durkin job. Well, check, will you? I have a hot lead. Yes, I'll hold.
I feel stupid and useless standing here just doing nothing!
Sit down and take a load off your feet, son. You're just going to have to wait with the rest of them.
Come on, Steve. Might as well.
Kirk, I'm frightened. My mind keeps thinking the worst.
Try to not think about it, dear.
If I knew where they were, I'd tear that Buckeye Bronco limb from limb!
I said sit down!
Yes, Captain. You say the victims regained consciousness and identified themselves. What's his name? Chet Armstrong from Mason, Ohio.
Ohio.
Well, Captain, I have news for you. Dino Durkin is in the vicinity. Any news of gas station holdups in the past hour? 2 already, eh? He's not wasting much time. He's running true to pattern. Where were they? Main and Ocean Avenue.
Ocean Avenue.
Held up by a young man in an evening gown, accompanied by a young girl who remained in the car. Ford with Ohio license plate.
Ohio license plate.
Yeah, that figures. Yes, I'll hold on.
This is getting bad, Carol. I hope he doesn't hurt Peggy.
Yeah, it's just like the television, only I like that better.
Yes, Captain. Another gas station holdup already, eh? Where this time? Beach Drive and Channel Lane.
Channel Lane.
Yes, sir. I'll leave and join the search there at once, sir. Who's in charge? Lieutenant Ritchie.
Lieutenant Ritchie.
Yes, sir. Right away.
May I join the search with you, Sergeant Beggs?
No, Mr. Wilson. You stay here. This may get a bit rough. Durkin has gunned his way out of tougher corners than this one. Our orders are to take him dead or alive.
But what about Peggy?
Everything will be done to protect her. We just need to sit tight and hope for the best. We will report to you here as soon as possible. And you might want to make yourselves a strong pot of coffee. This may be a long, long night.
I'm not going to sit tight and hope for the best. I'm going to go out and do my best to find that hoodlum, and when I meet up with that guy, it'll be the sorriest day of his life!
Steve, I appreciate your courage, but stay out of it. He's armed and you'd be a sitting duck to him. You better stay here.
Not a chance, Mr. Wilson. That's my girl who's got me isn't going to get away with it.
Don't do it, Steve. This is a job for the police.
It's my job too, and I'm going to get him!
Steve, you impulsive lamb! Get back here! You'll get hurt! He's gone.
Why did I ever listen to Mrs. Franklin? You should have had better sense.
Dad, wait, girls, I go down to the breakfast room and wait.
Yes, Diana, if you wish.
I'm awfully sorry I started all this.
We're all glad you did that. If you hadn't taken the initiative, we never would have known until it was too late. Now at least we have a fighting chance. I'm grateful for you, darling, and the courage of your convictions.
Gee, Dad, I'm glad you're not angry.
Not angry. Not angry at all. Just proud. Mighty proud.
Oh, come on, Carol, let's...
All right, and remind me to take my fishing rod home with me tonight.
I think we better take the sergeant's advice and make that pot of strong coffee, dear.
I'll do it right away. I could do it the coverage right now myself.
See who it is, Ginny, please.
Mrs. Franklin, what happened? Where are they? My whole plan has fizzled. Oh, Mr. Wilson.
Mrs. Franklin.
Where could they have gone?
Suppose you tell us that, Mrs. Franklin. The student exchange was your idea.
Of course it was my idea, and it would have been a success too if Peggy and Chet hadn't gone off somewhere.
For your information, Mrs. Franklin, Peggy is not with Chet. She's being held captive by Dino Durkin, a hoodlum, a robber, and a potential killer.
What? What is he saying?
It wasn't Chet Armstrong at all, Mrs. Franklin. It was Dino Durkin. He evidently got a hitchhike from Chet, then beat him unconscious, robbed him, and took his car. He then impersonated Chet here so he could follow his crime wave of holding up gas stations and use Peggy as a foil.
I've never heard of anything so preposterous.
Nor have I ever heard of anything so preposterous as your student exchange. But to acquaint you with a few facts, the state troopers were just here questioning all of us, and the police are out searching for Peggy and Dino now, thanks to your romantic ingenuity.
Ginny, is Mr. Wilson serious?
Yes, it is true. Isn't it terrible?
Oh dear. And I've been housing a criminal. My silverware, jewels first. Maybe he's taken everything. I've got to go home and check. Harry will kill me.
You have got to be kidding me. There's Mrs. Franklin in her true colors, more concerned over her personal possessions than Peggy, her student.
I feel like I'm living in a nightmare. Better make that strong pot of coffee now.
Go with her, Jenny, please.
Certainly.
Hello? Peggy! Peggy, where are you? You're what? Where? Where? Peggy! Peggy! Peggy!
Kurt, where's Peggy?
She didn't get a chance to tell me. Someone muffled her and hung up. But she did say something about drugstore.
Kurt, where are you going?
There are 4 drugstores in the general vicinity, and I'm going to check every one. Jenny, you stay with Mrs. Wilson until I get back.
Will do.
Kurt! Be careful.
Oh, it's okay. I can carry the tray alone, Mrs. Wilson. It is heavy, really.
Set the tray on the table there, Jenny.
I'll have to move flowers.
I'll take care of them. Somewhere, I read that roses are for happy memories, but not this bouquet.
Sit down and have a cup of coffee, Mrs. Wilson. It'll help steady your nerves. Would you like sugar and cream?
No, thank you. I'll take it black. How long has it been since Mr. Wilson left the house?
It's been nearly an hour, I would say.
Why doesn't he call and let me know where he is?
Maybe he hasn't had the time, or he's someplace where he can't.
It's this waiting and not knowing that tears the heart out of you.
What I'm going to say may not be of much comfort, Mrs. Wilson. Everyone says that no news is good news.
Thanks, Jenny. But if any harm befalls Peggy, I shall hold Mrs. Franklin personally responsible. Why I ever listened and gave consent to such a plan is beyond my comprehension right now. certainly didn't use the common sense the good Lord gave me.
I know how you feel, Mrs. Wilson, but the idea had romantic possibilities, and it would have worked out fine if Chad hadn't given that hoodlum a ride in his car. I'm sure Mrs. Franklin meant well.
The world has its goodly share of well-meaning people who unwittingly bring heartaches and sorrow into the lives of other people.
I'm sure Mrs. Franklin never dreamed that anything like this would have happened.
That's her trouble. She never gives a second thought to anything.
Steve's been gone a long while, too.
Do you think he'll find Dino?
I sure hope he does. He gives that outlaw the beating of his life.
What good will it do if he does find him? Dino is armed and Steve isn't, and I'm afraid of what might happen. Steve gets hot-headed, and you never know what will come of it. I carried a white anger and sailed into a bully at school twice his size. And the beating he gave that guy made your heart sink.
I don't care what he does, as long as he brings Peggy back home. Unharmed.
Please, Mrs. Wilson. This isn't going to do you or anyone any good. Try to bear up and don't let this get you down.
It's easy to say, but so terribly hard to live up to. Someone's at the door.
I'll get it. Mrs. Franklin, do come in.
Thank you, Jane. Have you heard anything from Peggy?
Not a thing, Mrs. Franklin. Mrs. Wilson's in the living room.
Well, have I got news for her? What do you think has happened to me? I haven't the slightest idea, and right now I couldn't care less. I've been robbed of everything, completely wiped out. My diamond silverware, jewels, my platinum fur jacket, and my mink coat. I still owe $500 on that. This is terrible. When I phoned the police and I told them who I was, they seemed pleased. I heard someone right next to the phone say, well, she asked for it. How do you like that? Being little by the police who are supposed to protect you. Oh, wait till Harry hears about this. He won't stop until he reaches the governor. And when they catch them, hood them. And they will, mark my words. I hope they hang him to the nearest lamppost. He's not worthy of trial. I am furious about this. Not that I wish to appear unkind to Mrs. Franklin, but your personal loss is in no way compared to what I may lose.
You don't seem to realize that somewhere in that dark of night out there is my daughter Peggy, at the mercy of an outlaw who's armed.
And if it weren't for you and your romantic ideas, this would have happened! Oh, but Mrs. Wilson, how was I to know that a thing like this would come of an arrangement so innocently planned? It never dawned on me that anything so tragic would result. The whole thing was supposed to be different and exciting. It's proven to be all that and more, I'd say. If anything happens to Peggy, Mrs. Franklin, I shall hold you personally responsible. Oh, but you can't, Mrs. Wilson. How was I to know that Dino Durkin was impersonating Chet? Whose idea was that no correspondence or photographs were to be exchanged? Why, mine, of course, but that was sweet intrigue to the occasion. It aided and abetted an outlaw to come into my home. He came into mine, too, and slept there, no less. Mr. Wilson. Kirk, what is it? Where's Peggy? Did you see her?
Oh, I tried all the drugstores. There was only one that had any clue at all. The clerk there remembered something about a young girl in an evening gown going to a phone booth, and then he remembered a young man in a tuxedo forced her out of the booth and practically dragged her into the street.
Oh, Kirk, I can't breathe any longer.
We can't let down now, Helen. The police are closing in on him by this time.
How do we know? No one's called us. We just sit here and wait.
And hope for the best. Don't forget that.
Mr. Wilson, I want you to know that I am terribly upset about all this.
You're back again.
I just had to come back and tell Mrs. Wilson what that terrible boy did to me. Could you believe it, Mr. Wilson? That hoodlum robbed me of every precious possession I owned.
Good! My only regret is you're now with him now instead of Peggy.
Mr. Wilson, how could you say something so frightful?
Well, I can say more than that, and will. You've been a member of the faculty of our high school for almost 3 years now. And in that time I've known you, you've conducted yourself as a love-starved, romantic schoolgirl who never grew up. What you've instilled in the minds of our students, I'll never know, nor hope to know.
Mr. Wilson, I resent every inference that you would voice and make due allowances to the fact of your distraught condition. But our student exchange was not only approved by our principal, but by 2/3 majority of our faculty. The idea was my conception, that's true, but it had to go through channels before it was okay for approval. And I still stand stand by as a promotion of goodwill between high schools.
Kirk, the phone!
Hello? Yes, Sergeant Beggs. Uh-huh. Oh, Peggy's safe. Thank you, Sergeant Beggs. Where is she? With Steve. Uh-huh. Yeah. Good boy, Steve. Fine lad. Yes, I'm very proud of him. Thank you, Sergeant Beggs. Thank you.
Kirk, Peggy's safe, not harmed?
She's all right, Helen. Steve caught up with Dino and surprised him before he had a chance to use his gun. In the struggle, he disarmed Dino and engaged him in a fistfight. Dino got the worst of it, but escaped before the police could arrive. And Steve is taking Peggy home now.
Kirk, thank goodness.
Can you believe it, Mrs. Franklin? Our Steve, a hero!
I always thought that Steve had the qualities of chivalry.
Someone's at the back door.
At this hour?
It could be Peggy and Steve.
At the back door?
They might have a reason for going that way. Kirk, if you don't answer it, I will.
Oh, I'll get it.
I wonder who it is.
Could be Carol's mother wondering where she is. But then again, she usually phones.
Nope, no one there. Whoever it was, left.
I wonder who could be.
I don't get it. It was a loud knock, too.
They knocked twice, I heard.
Maybe they went around to the front door?
Kirk, see if they have.
Look! Dino! Kirk!
That's far enough for you, Pop. Get back with the others.
Who are you?
Santa Claus, Pop. And I carry all my Christmas gifts in this gun.
Don't antagonize him, Kirk. That's Dino. Can't you see he's armed?
You're quick to get the point, Mrs. Wilson. See that he does.
Do as he says, Kirk. You can't argue with the gun.
I knew you were a smart woman, Mrs. Wilson. Smarten him up, too, if you even wanted to last long.
Why, you?
Kirk, for heaven's sake, use your head!
Take it easy, Pop. You'll last longer.
You won't get away with this. The police are searching for you all over the vicinity.
Every place but here, Pop. They don't expect me to come back here.
Don't call me Pop!
Okay, wise guy. Maybe you like that moniker better. Now get back to the rest of them.
Chet Armstrong, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Still got your guys crossed, haven't you, doll?
I'm not afraid of you, Dino Durkin, if that's your name.
You want an introduction?
All I want from you is what you stole from me, and my mink coat had better be in as good condition as you took it.
For a crazy hunk of hair, you got a lot of guts, doll. But get back there with the others.
Oh, you can't intimidate me. And another thing while we're at it, how did you find out about the student exchange?
The guy was a Garrett. He talked too much.
But he could have told you everything about it, I'm sure.
He didn't have to. You did.
Hi.
Your letters filled in the gaps. That fool carried them around in his wallet. It was all there like a blueprint, babe. Right there on a platter for the asking.
You will never get away with it.
Says you. Now come on, get back there. Join the others.
I will not. Now you get out of here and you see it that everything you stole is returned you. Hoodlum.
You shouldn't have said that.
It's the truth. You are a hoodlum. A cheap, cowardly hoodlum.
Mrs. Franklin, you are doing more harm than good.
Now get back where you were before I slug you unconscious with the butt of this gun.
What do you want of us?
Oh, you'll find out just as soon as Steve gets back to Peggy.
When Peggy comes back here, she'll be with the police.
No, she won't. She's with Steve, and they'll come back here alone.
How do you know?
Elementary, Pop. Elementary. You forgot to ask me where Peggy was. And before they get back, I want to get you people settled. Mrs. Wilson, you sit in that chair by the table. Pop, take the other chair. No wrong moves, Pop, or this gun will change your mind fast. You.
Me?
Yes, you. Over there on the lounge where I can keep an eye on you. Come on, take the lead out of your legs and move it!
Show me.
Park it there, gal.
Thanks. I'm getting tired of standing anyway.
Where's the smart little egghead?
Who do you mean?
The little one. Diana, where is she?
She's over at Carol's house.
If she's smart, she'll stay there. And so will all of you. Right where you are. One more thing, then we're set. There they are. Stay put, all of you. Don't get any brave ideas.
That was horrible! You wanted me, you would show me if I moved from the car. I managed to get away to your gas station, but he caught up with me by the phone book. Oh, Dad, I'm so glad you came back tonight. Was your trip a success?
Everything was fine until I arrived home.
Why is everyone so
What are you doing here?
I have some unfinished business to settle with you.
Don't antagonize him, Steve. He's armed and dangerous too. He'll shoot you at the drop of an eyelid.
Okay, big boy. What's the pitch?
You didn't honestly think you were going to get away with anything.
Well, I have news for you too, you hothead. You're not getting away with any of this.
As long as I'm on the end of this gun, I will. And a smart move out of you, and you hit the bullet with your name on it.
He means what he says, Steve. I know.
She has more sense than you have, stupid. So come on, let's get down to business.
You're the stupid one, Tino. You're a fool to hole up here with the police searching the entire vicinity to get you.
This is the last place they'll ever think of me. They don't expect me to come back here. My car's parked on the block, and no one is ever going to be the watcher. All right, Pop, get up!
If I could get that gun away from you, I would beat you within an inch of your life with my bare hands!
Well, I got the gun and your life in my hands, if you get what I mean, Pop. That's better. So back it up. Stand by that desk over there. You join him, Mrs. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Get over there, too, love-struck woman.
How dare you? Love-struck woman indeed.
Get going before I bash in your head.
Oh, dear.
And you big, dumb female, get over there with the others where I can keep a quick eye on you.
Right away.
Consider yourself lucky I didn't shoot off that thumb of yours trying to get Steve's attention with it.
Yes, sir.
All right, now I'm ready to deal with you, buddy.
Do I have anything, please? Please!
That depends on them. I'm in the driver's seat. But if they do as I say, okay.
Okay, punk. What do you want?
Pretty free with your flattery, aren't you, bud?
Stop!
Dino Durkin, you do that again and I'll scratch your eyes out if it's the last thing I do.
I like my dolls with fire and smoke, babe. That's why I came back for you.
Don't you dare lay a finger on her!
I dare do anything, Pop!
Murder, please!
Okay, you two, start walking backwards till I tell you to stop.
What's the gag?
Just do as I say. Start moving.
Do what he says, Steve. Stall for time.
Okay, Tino, how far back?
Just keep walking, I'll tell you.
What is this, a little game?
Yeah, it's called He Who Laughs Last.
Well, then let me know when to giggle.
Just put the giggle in your feet and start walking now.
Okay, okay.
Come on, keep moving. Stop, that's it.
Look, Tino, I'll make it worth your while if you just go quiet.
You don't say. Just how much is that, Pop?
I can't say exactly, but there's at least a couple $100 in here.
Let's see that one. Bring it here.
Certainly.
Don't do it, Mr. Wilson. You can't do business with a hood.
Bring it here.
Stay where you are, Mr. Wilson.
If you have any idea what's good for you, Pop, you'll bring that wallet here.
As you say.
Back where you were.
Hey, what about our deal?
What deal?
I said I'd give you all the money in the wallet if you left quietly.
Thanks. I'll take it with me when I leave.
But you can't. We made a bargain.
I bargained with no one, Pop. Back with the others.
I told you, Mr. Wilson, you can't bargain with an outlaw.
Okay, wise guy. Let's see how you look what I'm going to take from you.
You're getting nothing from me, big boy, and you know it.
I'm not interested in your dough. You haven't got enough on you to keep me in cigarettes for a week.
Then what do you want from me?
Your girl. What do you think I came back for? When I leave this place, I'm taking Peggy as a hostage. And if I don't make it out of here, she doesn't either.
That's what you think!
That's what I think. And what this gun thinks, too.
Peggy is not going with you!
She'll do as I say, or I'll let the two of you have it.
You haven't got what it takes to do it.
This is all I need. I'll count to 3, and if Peggy isn't over here by that time, you get the first slug.
Start counting, coward!
Steve, don't!
1, 2, 3!
Don't shoot! I'll come with you.
Hey!
Got me, claws and all.
The best part I've seen.
Aw, it was nothing really.
But Diana, he might have killed you.
Huh? Oh. Diana?
Get into the chair.
Hey, Diana?
Diana, come here.
Hey, Diana.
Give her some air.
Diana, let's dance. Feel good. Come on. Diana,
Give
come
her some
on.
air. Give her some air.
Diana, come on. Look it. It's our song. Sing something.